How y'all doing today? It's OKP here with y'all. Today we're going to be shooting in my buddy's Barnett Jackal crossbow. I've been shooting in a couple people's crossbows here lately. He said it's pretty close to be sighted in. He just wants it hitting there, right there, a little bit better. So he brought it to me. First, what we're going to do is we got some rail lube. It's a wax to lube the rail on there and the string. We're going to lube it up that way, you know, it slides a whole lot more smooth and all that. The arrows he's got are a Bloodsport Hunter. I've never heard of these arrows, but it's what he shoots, and we got some practice tips in there. So just like chapstick, you sit there and you rub it right on there like that. All the way back on the rail. Just lets that string glide on it just a little better, and we'll go over the string just a little bit, not too much though. Over the cables. And what you'll do after you do that, stick that back in your pocket, pull some of the access off, and just rub it in real good. Now I got a little bit too much on the rail, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Keep it lubed up for a little bit. Now he does got a red dot sight on this. I turned it on for a minute the other day. He's a little shorter than I am, so he's actually got his strings set up to where they fit him a whole lot better. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit of trouble pulling the sucker back because I'm gonna have to really bend down into it. But just standard red dot sight, zeros off, and then you can change it to 1 or 3. I like red, a little easier to see. If you look through this side, you can kind of see the points just a little bit. Just basic thing. We're at 15 yards. He said it's pretty close to being sighted in, so I start at 15. That way, if something happens, I can hopefully find an arrow. We got the big piece of styrofoam back there, so if we do miss, it's not going to hit the tree, and we ain't going to lose a bolt for him. He's quite a bit shorter than me, if you can't tell. Safety's on. Now we are shooting off of my Codwell dead shot shooting stand. That way we can hold it the steadiest as possible. It's not really made for crossbows, but it works good enough for them. Can't find my chair, so I'm just going to have to lean down here beside of it. When loading your bolt, you got your 2 same colored fletchings, and this one actually tells you which vein goes down. And so your off colored is going to go down. Make sure your knock is where the crease of it will sit inside of this string instead of it being offset, because it will mess up your crossbow if you do that. Just slide it right in there. It's got a little guide right here to help guide that sucker back there, and we're locked and loaded. We do have safety on, so we're not going to shoot until we're ready to shoot. I'm going to try to put this sucker right in the center. Crossbows don't kick or nothing, so you don't have to have no ear protection, no safety glasses or nothing like that. I might regret saying that in a minute. Fire in the hole. Ooh. Sucker is shooting a little high, it looks like. We'll send another one, because I think I just didn't hold it down good enough. But, hey, we do know that my bow target and my styrofoam will stop it. So, this thing he said is supposed to shoot about 355 feet per second. That's getting it, but, I mean, that's not extremely real fast, but it's not slow neither. So, I didn't explain this when I first pulled it back because it's already hooked up. These strings, this is drawback strings, so you ain't got to kill your hands whenever you're drawing it back. And all you do is you just hook these hooks right in here like this on the string. And then you got these little nice little hand things right here that has little pulleys in it. And it helps if you don't get it twisted up like I just did. Pull that sucker off. They just slide right off. And you set that to the side. Make sure safety's on. On my crossbow, sometimes the safety automatically goes on and sometimes you got to set it manually. But I always check anytime I'm dealing with a weapon, make sure that safety is on. Especially one that I've never dealt with before. Same thing here. This is got a little different fletching to it. A little smaller. It looks like he is shot, when he shot this arrow last time, fletching come off and he just redid some new ones on it. Odd colored vein down. Check your knot. Slide that sucker back. Make sure it's good in there. I really do like this Caldwell dead shot shooting stand. It really helps you whenever you're target shooting something to keep it real level. Not have to worry about it moving on you, shooting it free-handed. Fire in a hole. Alright, so what we're doing right now, and this is at 15 yards, but it shouldn't be shooting that high at 15 yards. We'll walk down here and look at it, but I can see it from right here. It's shooting real high. It's shooting about 2 inches high and a little bit to the right. Now granted, I am aiming at this big circle in the middle. And you can see right here, I mean that's a pretty good grouping at 15 yards for the first time I've ever shot this crossbow ever. So what we're going to do when we get back to the crossbow, on a crossbow you got to follow arrow. It might take me a minute to figure this out because I ain't sighted on a crossbow in a minute. But we're shooting, we need to go down and to the right just a hair bit. Or to the left a hair bit. So there's a hole. Watch that hole. Y'all just about seen me bite the dust. I might have to go in here and get me something to turn this with. Unless you got a change in your pocket. I don't know if that's going to be too big. And this don't tell you up or down. We'll just do a few clicks. See which way we need to go. There's 8 clicks. And that should have took it down. We'll screw that. No, I'll leave that off because I know I'll have to adjust it just a little bit. I ain't never seen a scope not tell you which way's up and which way's down. This one tells you which way's left. So we need to go to the left about 4, 5, we'll do 5 clicks. Now I do when I sighting in my scopes, I do it a little different way I was raised. Hit it just a little bit, help it adjust in there. We'll set these so we don't lose them. Now I might have turned it the wrong way, I don't know. I can't, each scope is a little different on the crossbows. And especially with it not telling me which way was what on the up and down. I might have to readjust it. But that'll be alright. We got a big enough piece of styrofoam down there, we shouldn't lose no arrows, I hope. Make sure it clicks in like it's supposed to. Make sure safety's on. Odd fletching down like normal. Right back in. Fire in the hole. So we brought it the right way, but we're still high. So with that shot right there, I know I need to come down, and I turned it the wrong way because I went a hair bit higher than I did the last time. So on this scope, you're going to turn it counterclockwise to go down. I took it up about 1 inch on that, so now we have to come down 3 inches. And there goes the pretty old Chevrolet. Headed out, the old fiance is driving it. Pray for my truck today. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, it's setting back to where it was.
Back to where it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. Left and right were perfect. I mean, it is dead center, left and right. Like I said, he said it was pretty close. He did have it riding around in his truck, so he knew it could have got knocked off just a little bit. So, and that would make for that. Which at 15 yards we should be shooting a little bit high, but we still should be hitting in that circle. Now, hopefully my cameraman's watching these arrows pretty good, because just in case we do lose, I do miss or something, you know, he can maybe have an idea where it's at and we can find it. I shouldn't be calling them arrows because they're bolts, not arrows, but it's the same dang thing. By the way, today we're dipping on old Stoker's Straight long cut. And let me tell you, that stuff is juicier than snot. So if you see me spitting a little bit more, that's why. We got that sucker set up, ready to go now. Let's get her right on the center dot right there. Now in these crossbows, it's got the 3 dots for where you want to go. Top dot's closest, which would be like 15 to 20. Second dot would be like 20 to 30. And fourth dot would be on out. Now you can set it up a little bit better, but he said he wanted it like that. Which you get your 15 to 20 yard pin set up, the rest of your dots should be lined up perfect. Now I probably won't take no 30-yard shots today, just for the simple fact of I don't want to lose his arrows. But we're about to let another one fly down in there. Fire in the hole. Ooh, that hit my finger. We'll go down there and check that out again. Now I just stacked them right on top of each other on that one. I mean, that is a good grouping. But we need to come down. I mean, that is a good grouping right there. We'll quick it some more. Like I said, all these crossbow scopes, they're different, every one of them, so. Some of them take a little more clicks. There we go. I think that one right there should pull us down. Slide that bolt in there. Make sure it's sitting good. Fire in the hole. That looks like a good shot right there. Let's send another one down, then we'll go look at it. We're hitting about where we need to hit at 15 yards for it to be dead on at 20. Left and right, with it being a little bit like that, I'm going to say I pulled off just a little bit. The way I was always told is if you can hit within a pie can, a pie crust can, one of the metal ones like your grandma uses to bake pies if she does that kind of stuff, if you can hit in them, you can kill a deer. Because about that size is about the size of what a deer's vitals will be when they're broadside to you. So as long as you can hit in that or smaller, you should be good. We'll stack another one in on it. There, check that safety. I actually like the way this crossbow shoots. To be honest, it's a little heavy compared to what mine is, but I like how it shoots. It's a little louder, but with these kind of cams and limbs, that's normal. This is an older style crossbow compared to mine, but I do like how it goes, how it shoots. Fire in the hole.
Stepped off in the hole.
Oh, little brother just stepped off in the hole. Now that's about where I like to be at 15 yards, because when you step back to on the 20, it's going to drop down right about about an inch, and that's about where you'll be at hit dead bullseye, and that's a good grouping right there at 15 yards. Now I'll try to step back to 20. It'll be a little angled shot, but that'll be fine for what we're doing, because where I shoot at, it's in front of my house. So I've got a 15 yards that I can get in front of the house, and then I kind of got to go to the side of the house. Unless I get up on the patio. If I get up on the patio, then I've got a perfect 20-yard shot, but I really don't want to get up on a patio with a crossbow. Pull these out. And that target's holding up pretty good to this crossbow, with it shooting a little bit harder than what my compound bow shoots. Now, if you don't have a rangefinder, like I can't find my rangefinder, so the best way to step off yardage with this little bare spot right here is 15 yards. And a yard step isn't your normal step. It's a hair bit bigger. I got a size 10. And a foot is a size 12. So what you would do is you take just a little bit bigger step than a foot, about like that. And that's about a yard, as close as you can get. Now we'll just go perfectly parallel to this right here. And right there, like I said, at 15. We'll step off 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right here is just about 20 yards. It'll be between 19 and 20. So we'll stick them arrows there for a good measurement right there. That way we know where to go. We'll go over here and grab a dead shot in the crossbow. And now this dead shot, it does raise up to where you can shoot it when you're standing perfectly straight up, but I like getting down in it. That way I can get a good feel for it. Now we're back here at 20 yards. We're going to cock this puppy and let a couple arrows fly, and if we're hitting where we need to be hitting, I'm going to call him and say, hey, your crossbow's ready to kill a deer. Now my drawstrings are a little bit tighter on my string when I hook them in, so I don't struggle with it hooking into the string and coming off. These are a little looser, but I kind of like that, because once you get it cocked up in there in the sand, you don't have to worry about it no more. They'll slide right off. On mine, I kind of got to pull them off. We'll get this sucker stepped up. If I don't get it tangled up in my shirt, I double check the safety. We'll grab us old arrow, slide her right down in here. Let my cameraman get over here to the side. That way, just in case something happens, he ain't got nothing to worry about. We're gonna get a fire in the hole right now. Fire in the hole. From the sound of that, I know I hit dead center because the center of that target has been just about shot out. And no, that wasn't by me, that was by the old fiance. She, like I said, target shooting, outshoots you every day. Outshoots you every day. And then I let my buddy borrow my target, and he shot 3 shots and shot the back of my target out. That's why I have that big piece of styrofoam. I can actually see the tip of the arrow that I just shot, and it's dead center. And if you got these pull strings like this, man, you really don't have to struggle whatsoever to pull this sucker back. It's so easy to pull back. I mean, it pulls back like butter. We're set up down here again. Slide this old bolt in here now. Let it rip. Now I am taking a little bit longer to make sure my shot's perfectly lined up because this is for my buddy. Like I said, I want him to kill something with it. The crossbow I sighted in last year was a bear, and the guy that bought it got a heck of a deal at Cabela's last year for it. And it come out, and I kid you not when I say it come out of the box shooting about 5 inches low. And that was the quickest crossbow sighting I've ever done. And we're going to put this safety off and get a shot down. Fire in the hole. We'll put this old scope off. He said the battery's brand new, but I don't want to run his battery dead. We'll go down here and see where we hit. It sounded like we hit really close to the same spot. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Now my second shot was a little high, but that's not bad. That's still a really good group, and like I said, that first shot I knew exactly where it hit. I mean, I heard it hit that perfect. Now with this being a different fletching, I can understand it being this little bit higher because it ain't got the same weight as these fletchings do. But that's a really good grouping at 20 yards. We'll shoot 2 more at 20, and we'll call him up and say, hey, your crossbow's ready to go now. Because most of your crossbow shots, you ain't going to take over 20 yards. Now, I have heard of people taking 80-yard shots, 90-yard shots with crossbows. I don't recommend it because of the simple fact of you can not get but like this much penetration depending on how hard your crossbow shoots. But, hey, we'll shoot 2 more down there and then we'll call it a day. Sucker was an easy crossbow to sight in once I figured out which way everything needed to go. There we go, pop that sucker off. Check my safety. Down in there. Now this does have a red-green variation. I always put mine on red because when it's getting musky, that red, you can see the green great, but the red, I feel like it don't let off as big of a...
It's a darker color.
It's a darker color. That way when it gets dark like this, you ain't trying to fight to make sure you know you're looking good. Because these scopes, they do collect a little bit of light, but not a lot. So they're a little bit rougher on the eye when it's starting to get dark. Fire in the hole. That one was another dead center, boys. And this will be our last shot as long as it's a really good shot. You always want to end on a good note. Every time I do shoot my compound bow, I always want to end on a good note. Put that sucker in there. Double check safety. Poster right up on there.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
That's what you got to work with. Now this scope's got a little dust on it, but it's no big deal. That's what you're looking at on the scope size, especially when you're looking at a target. Safety's off, and we're sending one down range. Fire in the hole. Another good shot. Click this old scope off. There you go. It's got that dot, and 0 means off, and then it goes 1 through 5 on green and red. Another real good grouping, it looks like. Oh yeah, that's a real good shot. Real good shots. Now it is a little bit high. Left and right is my fault. I pulled off just a little bit. But it got really good penetration on this arrow. Pretty much parallel. Like I said, this one's going to shoot just a little bit higher because of the different fletchings. But it's not going to hurt nothing when you're shooting at a deer. There we go. And that's been how to shoot in a crossbow. We'll get another good look at this crossbow. I'm going to grab his broadheads and tell you what kind of broadheads he's shooting. This one, if I'm not mistaken, he told me what it was. A Rage with the chisel tip. I do like these mechanical broadheads. I can't spread it out for you because it does have that plastic washer right there. And I might be wrong on the brand, but it's a mechanical, 100 grain. And then this one is a G5. I do know that one for a fact because I actually have some of these. And it's a 100 grain fixed blade. Fixed blades, they fly really good. You just got to make sure when you screw it on your arrow that all your blades are lined up with the fletching, because then they won't fly right. But on your mechanicals, you get into, they fly exactly like a field tip or a practice tip, depending on whatever you call it. I mean, they are perfectly identical to it. But I hope y'all enjoyed this little video. If you did, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you hunt with. Do you hunt with rifle, bow, crossbow? What do you hunt with? And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Let's get this video up to about 20 likes. We're sitting at about 22 subscribers right now. By the end of next month, I want to be at 50. I don't think that's a whole lot to be asking for. Hopefully y'all are still getting the word out for me and letting everybody know that this is going to be a great channel, especially when deer season comes in, because y'all are going to get videos out the butt coming. But if y'all want to see more videos of me sighting stuff in, helping buddies out, sighting my own stuff in, whatever, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on them post notifications so you get notified every time I post a video. And I will catch y'all on the next one.